And right out of the gate, we are just going to dive into an organization and decluttering inspiration video with my pantry. As my channel name suggests, At Home with ADHD, basically, I just woke up not knowing I was going to do this project, and suddenly inspiration struck, and I said, I'm tired of my pantry looking cluttered. It just needs some maintenance. So really, I took a close look at it. There's so much Halloween candy and Christmas candy behind that quinoa. And I basically said, this just needs like a refurb. Also, the inspiration for this, I was helping at a client's home with a kitchen organization project, and I did her pantry. And it was major inspiration to me to be like, oh yeah, I need to do this at my house. So that way things are, 1, easier to find, 2, that I don't miss expired items, and 3, that I don't overbuy on things, because that's what was happening. Also, we are a snacky family, so this is my real food, and these are things that we just cycle through, and I think we could just do better at cycling through things, but my kids like variety in their lunch, so okay. Anyway, these, I was like, oh my goodness, I think I can do better, and I can put food in these drawers. I feel extremely lucky that I even have drawers that I can play around with, but once I made that connection that I had the bread in that bottom drawer, actually, right where I'm standing now, and I was like, why don't I just put more food here? And I'm going to be able to see things so much better. So that's what we did. We decided to take everything out. So the first step with this type of project is just to see the room that we have to play around with. Is we have to move the stuff, and we need to take a look and take inventory of everything to, again, make zones, categorize, and check out the things that don't need to go back in there. At the end, if you really fast forward, it's about a full trash bag that I did end up taking out of there, and it was mostly expired stuff, but also things that I just said to myself, Heidi, you cooked with this once, you didn't love it, it's now expired, or there's so little left that I don't feel right even offering it on a buy nothing website. I was like, no. So we're taking everything out, we're checking the expiration dates, really being mindful of what am I going to put back into the pantry. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We had these custom shelves put in, and my whole adult life, I just said to myself, man, like that is the dream, just having drawers and being able to like load your snacks in. And again, this is all my own food. I didn't just like go out there to buy snacks for this pretty video. I was like, yeah, that's living the dream. But I'm not going to lie that the pull-out shelves, I don't know if I completely love them. I think I do miss having a pantry that has stationary shelves where you can really use vertical space to see everything from the front. So once I realized that I was trying to store things from the front too much, I need to lay things differently so that way I have a top-down approach. And once I realized I was kind of doing it wrong, it made the process a lot smoother for me moving forward. So I, again, am taking more things out. And a big thing about these types of projects is you have to just play. You just kind of use your own mind. I'm the one that cooks the most in the family, and so I was like, I get to decide how I want this to look, and I will get the family to come on board with me and point out where their snacks ran off to. I was like, I'm not throwing them out, I promise, but I did shift things around to try to overall be more ergonomic. Side note, I love this cabinet vacuum. It is not an essential item, but my colleague who owns the Simplified Home by Cristina, she has one of these handheld vacuum cleaners. Look at it get all of the chia seeds. I love this. And I don't know, it's so wonderful. I do have a stick vac in my kitchen, and you could also use that, but just to have this, I can actually fit it in the glove box in my car as well. I'm telling you, it comes in handy. So if you just want to treat yourself, this is one of those items that I was like, yes. So now we have a clean space, a blank slate to play with. And this is where I had that epiphany where I need to lay things more flat and just have that vertical view. So here it is, people. We've got the baking supplies, we've got pantry essentials, oils, a shameless amount of cereal that we sometimes go through, sometimes don't. So I don't know. Tell me in the comments, do you have months where like your family's like, I love the cereal, and so you buy the cereal, and then everyone opens a box, which was against the rules growing up in my house. Like, you needed to finish a box before you opened a box, and the rest of two of the small people in my house, they're not on board with that. And when you're in a rush, you're in a rush, and you go with whatever cereal you have. Anyway, back to these pantry items. So this is where you're playing, right? So I have these decanting bins from a previous pantry organization project. And here's my hot take on decanting. I think it's important to decant if you're someone that if it is out of sight, it's out of mind. And I need to see how much stock I have of certain things. I love that. In my household, we don't always cook an entire box of pasta because my husband is on keto. My daughter loves noodles, but my son loves rice. And so we're kind of cooking a small amount. So I don't mind decanting because I think it is more beautiful than a box that comes in the package, but it's not something that is for everybody. So don't feel pressured to decant everything. Like, even working on a professional organizing team, I think it looks beautiful, but also you just need to make sure it's going to work for the purpose of why you're filling it. Like for me, these chocolate chips, yes, I'm finding other containers in my house to say, yes, I will use those takeout containers because I don't bake a ton. But I do love the idea of not having these bags just hanging out in my pantry. Like, I want to be able to just seal it away and it fits a little nicer, still keeps it fresh. But these are things around my house that I'm upcycling. I'm laughing looking at the struggle of the marshmallows. These marshmallows were not good, y'all, but I was like, what if we do s'mores this weekend? I don't want to buy more marshmallows. So the marshmallows got smushed in there. And old Halloween candy, which I say expiration dates, expiration dates, I don't know, I think it's fine. This is a work in progress, people. Look at the way I laid certain things flat. So this is a nice top-down approach, and I love the way it turned out. Yes, I know, this is my breakfast one with also onions and potatoes randomly in the middle because it was the best place for me to fit it. If you're asking why the heck I have a ski mask in my potatoes, it's for cutting onions. I don't ski, but I do wear them when cutting onions. Pro tip. This is more of my pantry item aisle. This is where I could see things a lot better. I used to have a turnstile, like a Lazy Susan for all those oils, and I'm changing to this view just because I feel like I can see the flavors better. We live next to a bougie, awesome olive oil place, and anyway, so we have a lot of oils, but Lazy Susans work awesome there. And then this top one is harder for me to see. I'm 5'4", so it's just out of sight. And it's where I'm putting all of my cookies because we had Girl Scout cookie season. And look at the empty shelves and all the Halloween candy that's on the top shelf. And Easter was around the corner at the time of filming. So this is where my overflow snacks are. So those big bags, I'm going to try to lay flat. This is comical because it makes a noise every time this moves because those little bags kind of get hitched right on the bottom. So it's almost like an alarm bell. So if I hear that drawer open, I know that a kid is going in there for maybe a more indulgent snack. It's empty, people. I don't know what we're going to do in there, but the fact that there's more room is just fantastic. So thank you so much for sticking around and hanging with me today while I tackled this project. I hope that this inspires you to take on something in your house that's been bothering you, because I can guarantee you it will probably take less time than you think. You can do this, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a fantastic day.